So today is day 8 of the bulk, and we're going to be doing back sprinkled with a little bit of triceps and a little bit of shoulders. And then after that, we're going to show you what we're eating on a day-to-day basis while we're doing this bulk. If you are enjoying these sort of videos, hit a like, drop a comment, let me know what your best episode's been from the past 5, and also subscribe to the channel because it does help me out a lot. So we're going to get into the session and then we're going to get into the food afterwards. Let's go. I pretty much always start with a set of pull-ups, so we're going to do that. We've also got these grips on. I'll get into a bit more detail about why we use grips later on, but the first exercise I'm going to do is going to be pull-ups. That stretch is amazing. Even when I do unilateral stuff, so if I do my left arm first, I'll always take a rest before I do my right arm, so that you're probably recovered in between your sets. So rather than just doing your left and then your right straight after each other, you do your left and then rest, and then do your right and then rest for your actual sets complete. So when you're doing a roll like this, you want to try and drive your elbow towards your hip. Like you're putting your elbow inside of your pocket. That's what I think. And then another thing to think about with your grip as well is to use your hands like hooks. Don't think about gripping onto the grip. Just think about having hooks at the end of your hands, and that's what's attaching to the cable. And then just drive your elbow into your hip. And with your posture, you also want to sort of crunch down on your abs, because you don't want to extend your back when you're training lats. Come on. Yeah, so my grip strength failed a little bit there. I can feel the grip just rolling out my hand. So that's another reason why you would use grips. Right, so we've done the lat focus movement. So now we're going to move on to lateral delts. For lateral delts, obviously, we're doing lateral raises. I do them sat down, and I've only started doing these recently after watching a video by, who was the video by? I can't remember. But he was basically doing a video talking about how if you sat down, you're reducing the chance of you using momentum when you're doing the lateral raises. Because if you stood up, you can sort of push your legs up and swing and use momentum to get the weight up. But if you sat down, you can't really use momentum as much anyway. You can still use momentum, but not as much as you would have been able to if you were stood up. So we're going to do the lateral raises sat down, like that. As always, we're going to start off with the 5 kilogram weights and then move up to, I think, the 10s. I think the 10s, maybe the 12 and a halves, depending on how we feel. So we'll do the warm-up now. Yeah, so obviously warm-ups are extremely important in terms of preparing the muscle for the heavier weight you're going to be doing in your heavier sets. You don't want to just fuck around with your warm-up sets and treat them like shit, really. You want to treat them as if they was the same as your top set, the same as any other set. Because if you do your warm-up sets wrong, you're just not preparing yourself properly for your heavier weight sets. So we always like to do every single set, whether it's a warm-up set, a build-up set, a top set, a back-off set, all with the same technique, with the same tempo. So obviously you explode into the top of the movement, pausing for a second, and then controlling on the way back down. So this form I'm doing now, when I do my top set, it should look exactly like that. If you took the weight away and couldn't see the weight, it should look like that. So yeah, that's the warm-up done. And then we're going to move on now to the 10s and see how they feel. It doesn't really matter what weight you do when it comes to lateral raises, bicep curls, anything like that. Just make sure it's done with proper technique and execution, and you're fine. That feels really heavy. 3. Come on. 4. Come on. Ah, fuck me. So once you get to this point, once you get to that point there's no point in doing this and swinging to get the weight up like that, rocking and swinging, because what you're doing if you do that is engaging your traps, because you're basically shrugging up to that point. You're just doing that with your arms raised. So if you find yourself swinging and shrugging up, just stop. If you get to the point where you can't get it all the way up, say you can only get it to there, then still do that part of the movement. Still do the first 30, 45 degrees. And if you can't get it all the way up, that's fine. And that's called partial reps. So I do partial reps on any movement I can where it's possible. Obviously, if you're doing like a squat or a bench, you can't do partial reps because you're stuck at the bottom because you failed it. Once you reach failure through full range of motion in a movement like this, like bicep curls, anything on the cable, you can do partial reps and still get a few more half reps out of it. And obviously that's going to be an intensity technique which will aid muscle growth. Right, so third exercise now, we have done a lateral pull down / row, and we've also done lateral raises, so now we're going to go on to triceps. For triceps, we are going to be doing usual tricep push downs on the cable. I've got this grip, which is sort of like a hook / rope, and it's kind of nice. So very simple, you can either put your hands through that loop or that loop. I like to do this one because I don't know why, it just feels better. So we're going to do this now, you can see how that feels. Mess about with the weight a bit and then get going. That's extremely light. The reason why I mess about with the weight so much and a movement I don't do often is because you don't want to do your top set. If I move that to 50 now and do my top set and then finish the set and thought, oh, I probably could have gone 3 weights heavier, then I'm just wasting fatigue in my muscles for no reason when I could have gone heavier. So I'd rather just do a few reps before you start your set on a new movement just to figure out roughly what weight you're going to be doing. So I'll move it to 51 and then do 1 rep and just feel how that feels. If it's heavy enough, then I'll stop, rest, and then do it for my top set. That's still a little bit light, but it's getting there. So I'll move it down 2 more, try that out. Right, that's probably heavy enough for my top set, so I'll rest now for around 2 minutes, and I'll do my top set where I'm going for 5 to 9 reps, somewhere in that region. So now it's actually time for the actual top set now, on a weight we've tested out and know we can do. So I'm going to be going for 5, anything above that will be a bonus. So yeah, let's go. Lost count. I've lost fucking count. My AirPod's gonna fall out. Come on. And my AirPod's gone. Fucking hell. Honestly, boys, like, this is just one of them sessions today where you just don't want to do it, but you just have to. Like, I had a shit sleep. I bet pretty shit today. I feel a bit shit today. Can't really be arsed. But it's not about being motivated to do something. It's about having the discipline to still do it, even when you're unmotivated. So even on your down days, even when you feel shit, you just have to turn up and get shit done sometimes. And that's what today's feeling like. So we're getting through it. We're nearly done now. We've got 3 more exercises left, and then we can get out of here. So yeah, this is exercise now is a lat row. Obviously, I know we've just done a lat row / pull down, but this is from a slightly different angle. Before we was pulling from up there, now we're going to pull from down here. Slight adjustment, but yeah, it's not that slight adjustment makes the exercise, what's the word? It's not redundant because the different exercises, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, so this is going to be the top set. I know it's only 2 plates, but my back's feeling pretty fucked right now, so this is going to be the top set, and then we will get into another back off set, which I think we'll probably have to just take this off and put 30 on, and then do that as the back off. So yeah. And again, it's going to be 1 arm at a time, unilateral, so the rest between the sets, between each arm, and also between the sets. That's kind of light for a top set, you know. That felt kind of light, so I'm going to throw another 10 on. So I could have just done that weight then, kept it at 40, and just done the set and been fine. But because I know I can do more between the 5 to 9 rep range, I'm going to put more weight on. And if I fail between the 5 and 9 rep range at a higher weight, then that's a positive. And that's how progressively overload, and that's how you grow muscle. Simple as that. Unless I completely just fail this weight, which I know I won't, but if I did, that'd be kind of embarrassing. So yeah, 5 to 9, top set. This is just an example to myself of why you need to wear grips. I could have probably got two, maybe 3 more reps if I had grips on. Because I don't have grips on, I'm losing my grip strength and my forearms giving out for my actual back is. So when it comes to back training, I'd always wear grips because you've got more chance of directly working your back that way rather than your forearms giving out first. If you've got to train forearms, you can train forearms directly. I know some people say it works on your grip strength and stuff, but if you want to do that, then just train it separately. The back exercise is to grow the back, not the forearms. Come on. Fuck me. That felt horrendous. Oh my god. So yeah, we're going to take off the 20 and just do 30 aside for the back off. Try and get anywhere between 9 and 30, and then we'll wrap up that exercise and move on to some more upper back focus stuff. Okay boys, so this is going to be the 3rd back exercise of the day. Before we start, I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of how to do the form. First of all, you want to make sure that the pad height and the seat height is correct for your build. I would say if you're tall, if you're small, you want to adjust it based on your height. So, form. First things first, if you're wearing grips, put your grips on, wrap your grips around the handle. So starting position is obviously going to be chest against the pad, just like that. And because we're going to do a upper back focus row, so we're targeting the muscles in our upper back, we want our elbows to be high rather than like that. If you do this and have our elbows nice and narrow to our body, then it's going to be more of a lat focused exercise. But because we're targeting the upper back, we want our elbows to be high as such. So we're going to start off like this, chest against the pad, and when we roll back, our elbows stay nice and high into there, and then you pause and control the way back down. When you come back down, you're going to let your shoulders roll forward and you're going to sort of round your upper back, just like that. This allows the most stretch in the upper back muscles, and then again, when you're pulling back in, it's going to be the same, into the elbows high. That's just a quick example on what you're doing in terms of form. Obviously now we're going to add some weight on, do our build-up sets, do our top set, do our back off set. But in terms of form, all the sets should look like that. So, first set I'm going to do is going to be 30 kilograms. And that's going to be the first warm-up / build-up set. So obviously the technique is going to be exactly the same as I just shown you, minus the grips. So we're going to get set, get into a starting position, chest against the pad, let our scapula and our shoulders roll forward, and then pull in, elbows high, and then controlling the way back down, same again. It's fairly simple. But this machine is probably the best machine for your back. You can do everything on it. It's prime, so you can change the resistance profiles. It's just the best. If I could pick one back exercise in a gym, this would be the first one I pick. So yeah, that was 30 kilograms. We're going to go up to, I think, 60. So the next set's going to be like 40, 45, and then we'll go up to 60 for our top set. Yeah, so this is 45 kilograms now, and the reason why we're not doing that many warm-up and build-up reps, not sets, is because we've done 2 exercises for our back already. So we should already be feeling rather warm. So we're going to do a couple of reps, and then we'll just move straight into our top set then. And for our top set, we will be using grips. Right, that's that. 60 kilograms. I think last time I got quite close to the top of the rep range. So if I can get 9 and above, then next week I'll be moving up the weight, which is good. The wraps are kind of a pain to get on because the handles are so close together. The first hand's always alright, but when it's the second hand, when you've got to do it one-handed, where it gets difficult. However, I've just done it first time, which is a rare occasion. But yeah, let's go. Right, 3, 2, 1. That's fucking heavy. Shit. Oh, fuck. That was fucking shite. That was really bad. Them past few reps there, I think the last 2 or 3, you would have seen that when we got back here, we sort of just kept leaning back just to try and get the weight up, which in terms of form isn't the best. So that needs to not happen. I think we actually went down in terms of reps from last week, because I'm sure when I did this last time I got 9, and then my form started breaking down around 7 reps, which wasn't good. So next week, hopefully there's improvement on that. Right now, I am fucked, like genuinely fucked. So this is going to be the last exercise, and it's going to be lat pull downs, which I'm not looking forward to because my back's done in doing them last 3 sets. But yeah, we're going to do these and then get off, because I'm dying, I'm literally dying. But even though I'm dying, we're still going to take this set to failure. And yeah, we're still going to push as hard as we can, try and still perform, even when we feel like this. But yeah. Come on. Last fucking exercise. Oh my god. Alright, I'm fucking done. I'm done. Right, so the first thing we've had to do before we do anything is stock up on whey protein. So we've headed down to Tesco, and funnily enough, they sell Optimum Nutrition stuff and My Protein. So we've got Clear Whey for My Protein. So that's sorted. We're going to head to Morrison's, get the rest of the bits, and then head home. Yes, boys, so we're currently in Morrison's just doing a shop. So when we get back to the car, basically I'll run you through what we've got in terms of dieting. So we've got proteins, carbs, and a little bit of fats as well. So we're just planning our meals for next week. So yeah, when we get back to the car, I'll show you what we've got. And also, do you not think it's so stupid how you have to put £1 in order to use the trolleys? Like, I'm having to use this, and I'm getting the fattest arm pump ever. And it's actually really heavy. But it'd be so much easier just to use a trolley. I don't understand, like, who carries coins around nowadays? Seriously. Okay, so we've just finished the bulk weekly shop, and it was a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I feel like I've missed something out. It come to £39 something, and my usual shops are like £50, £60. So in the back of my head, I'm thinking that I forgot something, but I can't for the life of me think what. But you've just seen what we've bought then. So in terms of proteins, we've got whey protein at home, and then we've also just stocked up on some chicken thighs, beef mince, and we've got some steak as well. So that's going to be our main sources of protein. Obviously, we've got eggs in there as well, so they're going to count as the fats. For fats, we've also got avocados. And then for carbohydrates, we've got a lot of it at home. So the only thing we picked up was oats. But at home, we've got rice, pasta, and potatoes. So we don't need to buy any more of them. So that's what we're doing in terms of bulking. That's what we're going to be eating on the weekly basis. And obviously next week when we get into the proper diet, everything's going to be tracked, and I'll be showing you my meals, breakfast, dinner, and tea. So that is it for today's video. If you did like, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.